Addiction extends far beyond substances to include activities like shopping, internet surfing, eating junk food, excessive working, constant phone use, caffeine consumption, gambling, or even playing video games. Addiction isn't reserved for those battling alcohol or drug dependency. This conversation is pertinent to all because, in one way or another, most of us are grappling with some form of addiction, even if it's not acknowledged or recognized. At its core, improving our lives often means cutting out habits that weigh us down rather than piling on new ones. While occasional indulgence is part of life, addiction is characterized by relentless overuse despite its negative impact on ourselves or others. If you find yourself unable to cut back on a behavior, it's time to face the possibility of addiction. The most common denial among addicts is the belief that they can quit anytime, they just don't see the need to. Justifying such behavior is easier than confronting it. A critical self-inquiry involves asking whether you can abstain from your habitual activities, like using your phone, consuming sugar or caffeine, or going without digital devices for a few weeks. For many, the honest answer is a resounding no, prompting a deeper exploration into the reasons behind these behaviors. Our addictions, while problematic, often serve as makeshift solutions to underlying desires. If these behaviors didn't offer us something in return, we wouldn't repeat them. Whether it's the pursuit of pleasure or the avoidance of discomfort, our addictions fulfill a specific role. This can range from seeking excitement on social media, finding relief in food or cigarettes during stress, or escaping loneliness through shopping. These behaviors, especially those triggering substantial dopamine release, can become highly addictive. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with motivation and pleasure, plays a significant role here. The quicker and more dopamine activity releases, the greater its potential for addiction, cautioning us to be mindful of our habits. Picture a scale in your brain. It remains level when at rest. Engaging in high dopamine activities causes this scale to tip towards pleasure. The more intense the activity, the deeper the dip and the greater the pleasure. However, the balance naturally seeks to return to equilibrium, not stopping until it swings into the realm of discomfort, balancing out the time spent in pleasure with a phase of unease or craving, driving you to seek out that initial high again. Yet, attempting to recapture that peak pleasure becomes increasingly difficult, due to diminishing returns and growing tolerance. What starts as a quest for enjoyment evolves into a cycle of chasing normalcy. As your baseline shifts, and demands more intense experiences to achieve the same level of satisfaction. This cycle traps you in a pattern, where your actions are no longer about seeking joy, but avoiding discomfort. Many find themselves ensnared in this cycle, controlled by cravings and unable to manage their behaviors effectively. The challenge then becomes how to escape this cycle and regain control. It's unlikely that one can simply decide to quit their addictive behaviors overnight. However, there is a straightforward, albeit challenging, solution. Abstain from your preferred sources of dopamine for a month. This may not be what your addicted brain wants to hear, but it's a crucial step towards breaking free. Let's delve into a detailed plan for successfully navigating a month of abstinence. A challenge that transcends mere days of willpower resistance. The strategy comprises 4 key steps: identifying triggers, optimizing your environment, finding alternative behaviors, and embracing daily challenges. 1. Identifying triggers. Before and during your detox, closely examine what prompts your cravings. Ask yourself questions about your feelings, surroundings, and actions when cravings strike. Awareness is the first step towards gaining control over these impulses. 2. Optimizing your environment. Continuous exposure to triggers can undermine your efforts. It's well documented that returning to an unchanged environment post-rehab often results in relapse. The goal is to modify or avoid settings that stimulate cravings, creating a space conducive to your detox. 3. Finding an alternative behavior. Abstinence leaves a void that your addiction once filled. Identifying what your addiction provided, be it stress relief, entertainment, or social connection, is essential. List activities that could meet these needs without leading to new addictions. The aim is to replace destructive habits with healthier ones that fulfill similar needs. 4. Embracing daily challenges. Commit to doing something challenging every day. This practice not only diverts your focus from cravings, but also fosters resilience and personal growth. It's a common scenario to see individuals swapping one addiction for another. Hence, it's crucial to ensure your replacement activity is beneficial or, at the very least, non-destructive. Understandably, the alternative might not provide the same thrill as your addiction. But consider it a necessary step towards overcoming cravings. The activity you choose should demand a moderate effort. Leading to the final principle: embrace a daily challenge. Achieving something difficult brings a profound sense of satisfaction. Whether it's acing a study session, surpassing a fitness goal, or completing household chores. These victories breed contentment and pride, underscoring the importance of challenging yourself daily. While these tasks may not offer immediate gratification, they yield enduring fulfillment, aiding in your journey towards abstention. But why does abstaining work? Primarily for two reasons: neuroplasticity and the resetting of the pain-pleasure balance. Our brains, adaptable by nature, can form new connections and dissolve old ones. Succumbing to cravings strengthens the neural pathways associated with that behavior, making future indulgence more likely. Conversely, abstaining weakens these connections, making it easier to break the cycle. Abstinence also allows the pain-pleasure balance to reset. With time, your brain adjusts to the absence of the addictive behavior, making simple joys more satisfying again, and diminishing the allure of highly dopaminergic activities. If your addiction involves physical substances like caffeine, alcohol, or nicotine, consulting a healthcare professional before attempting abstention is advisable, due to potential withdrawal symptoms. After the detox period, the goal for many isn't to quit entirely, but to manage and moderate their behavior. While achievable for some, others might find even minimal exposure reignites compulsive habits, a phenomenon understood through neuroplasticity. Neuronal connections, once established, tend to persist. Abstaining merely weakens or renders them inactive. However, even a single lapse can reawaken these pathways, restoring them to their pre-abstinence potency. These well-trodden paths mirror the neural tracks formed by habitual behavior, making just one of anything a risky proposition for anyone with a history of addiction. This ingrained nature of behavior explains why moderation may not be feasible for everyone, with complete abstinence sometimes being the only viable route. For those whose addictions are less entrenched, moderation remains within reach, albeit with the implementation of strict boundaries. Regular breaks from addictive behaviors further weaken these neural connections, allowing for a reset of the pleasure-pain balance and reducing cravings. In today's world, where addictive designs pervade everything from food to social media, falling into addiction traps is easier than ever. Yet, recognizing this susceptibility is not an indictment of character, but a call to action for regaining control. By eliminating or managing these high dopamine activities, we can address not just the symptoms, but the sources of our discontent. This video doesn't advocate for a joyless existence, but encourages a mindful approach to our actions and choices, emphasizing that subtraction often leads to addition in the quality of life. By letting go of habits that anchor us, we pave the way for genuine improvement. Thank you for watching. If this message resonates with you, please feel free to share, like and subscribe. See you in the next video.